So the question is for Michael. The question is about what other festivals in Canada look at the crossover between theatre and dance, and in terms of, like, from the perspective of the festival, what are you looking for in the applications?
So other festivals, I mean, there's the fringe festivals are around the country. Every city has a fringe festival. I'm trying to think about curated festivals in this country, and there are very few, although there's one that's just started up in Vancouver called the Neanderthal Festival, which is actually, they kind of they've taken the SummerWorks model and they've duplicated it, which is amazing. Like, what a compliment. You know, and then there are some festivals. There are festivals like there's a festival called the Canoe Festival in Edmonton. Here's the thing, like a lot of festivals, there are very few submission-based festivals that I know of in this country, but that doesn't mean that the artistic directors aren't interested in your work. So sometimes, you know, even if the work isn't explicitly solicited by the festival, just send it anyways, or figure out who needs to see the work. And maybe sometimes sending it to the artistic director is not the best idea because they're really busy. So find out who the associate artistic director is, or who their assistants are, or who may have the time to watch your DVD and then advocate for your work. And I know, as an artistic producer of a festival that receives a lot of submissions, I kind of know what I'm looking for, but I do know what I'm looking for when it comes to theater. And ultimately, I'm looking for work that makes me ask questions of myself. What's nice about theater is that I understand theater, kind of, right? I understand it in as much as I understand it. I don't really understand dance, and there are forms that I don't understand, and that makes me ask questions. So anytime I get a dance submission, I'm really excited because I don't understand it, and I want to know more about it. In the application process, this happened this year. This is an example. Somebody submitted a dance piece without any narrative. We watched it. It looked good. You know, I mean, it's anything. You watch anything on a DVD, and it's hard to have feelings for what you're watching. And then we looked at the letter that we received, and it was really vague and general, and we had no idea why they had made what they were making. And it made we weren't able to, it didn't help us contextualize the piece. So really, really knowing how to speak about your work is important. And understanding how to communicate why you're making the work that you're making, why the work has value to you and meaning, and why it's going to have meaning for audiences. Because, you know, everyone's just an artist. We don't always know the best way to always know what the best work is. So we need, so people who are curating art need help from artists to understand the work that should be curated sometimes. Did that answer your questions? Yeah.
When do you call for submissions?
We call for submissions, the deadline is February 1st, and we usually put the applications out in November. So in about a week, we'll have chosen our season.
I'll maybe just add a couple of theater/dance festivals that I know about. There's one called High Performance Rodeo in Calgary. There's also the Push Festival in Vancouver. I'm not sure. Magnetic North is like the equivalent of the Canada Dance Festival for theater, and I'm not sure if currently they're open to curatorially including dance/theater works, but that could be another resource. There's the Festival Transamérique in Montreal, FTA, which is specifically a theater dance festival. It's kind of got an international scope. And then there's also the OFF TEA, which is like a parallel festival that happens during the same time as Festival Transamérique. And a place that you can go to look for more of these kinds of resources is the Professional Association of Canadian Theatres, which is the national association for theatre, would probably have a membership directory that includes presenters of theatre and festivals. So you could look there. I think it's just pact.ca. And then also for dance, there's the Can Dance Network. And the Can Dance Network is a network of dance presenters, but I know a lot of them also present dance theater work. So that would be another resource to look to.